My fan going off constantly.
I don't hear anything. No, just you. So it's
That's bad enough.
micro. The filter's pretty good. Oh, stop. In fact, we're looking forward to seeing another week or two, whatever. We'll see you, right? A week and a half.
Yeah,
Looking
I'm
forward.
hoping so. So it looks like the live stream is live. So this is a pre-show, and if I have time, I will edit this part out afterwards. So I just noticed this is version 1111, which is one of my favorite numbers with the number one in it.
Oh,
Yeah, I also am a big fan of 111,
oh.
and yeah, so um, we just I like starting the stream a little bit early because it can take up to 10 to 20 seconds for some places to catch up with the stream, and then you find out you get cut off. Um, your audience misses like the first sentence you say during the live stream, and it's like what?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, oh, you must be joining. That's something new with 1.1, and I just confirmed it's still in 1.1.1.1. Again, one of my favorite numbers. So before I start the official live stream, where are you?
In your little HUD here.
All right, why don't you come on out?
Come on, move. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, and just hang there. We'll go ahead and. Hey, everybody! Welcome to the live show. This is just what do they call it? This old Satisfactory, like this old house. But no, this is actually Satisfactory Co-op, and I'm Gray. I'm playing with my good friend Commander Macebite. I keep calling you Commander. We haven't played Elite Dangerous in a long time. But I'll always think of you as a commander. But in any
So good.
case,
Oh, good.
this is, I think, episode 5. And we're building the Mega Factory. Macy, let's go inside and take a look at where we are as our unlocks. I did run the game a little bit in between. Come in here and take a look at the unlocks. I did run the game a little bit between this week and last. And your character keeps turning around. You're going the wrong way.
Yeah. I don't see you inside the HUD. Are you
Really?
next to the?
You don't see me?
No.
I'm inside the HUD, really. I'm invisible.
Yeah, tier 4 and hypertubes.
Yeah, and then we can't do tier 5, probably because of the we have to complete phase 2 of the space elevator.
Yes.
So what I'm going to suggest, since you obviously can't see me, I'm going to suggest you disconnect and reconnect.
Alrighty.
And while you do that, we're going to talk about what we're going to do today. Let me go ahead and get in. Commander Macebite is in Discord, so we can continue to talk. Let's go upstairs. We'll take a little recap of where we've been. And again, I'm using purple for the road because I have not unlocked the road tile yet, the graphic. So as far as the smelting facility, what we're going to call the foundry, I believe all the machines have been installed. I'm not sure if everything has electricity, although everything doesn't need electricity yet. We decided just to build a mega factory from scratch, and not mess too much around on the in the grass more than we had to. Whoops, shop corner. And so some of these ramps into and out of the foundry are temporary. And
Okay. I'm back.
are you back?
I see your buggy is gone, so that's optimistic that I'll be able to see you. Oh, I see you right in the buggy. Okay,
Did you see
way
me up here? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I don't see your buggy anywhere nearby.
Let's see. Oh, it's probably.
Can you just build another one? Do you have the?
I see it over there.
Okay, you're gonna go grab it.
Yeah, I'm near the where the purple ramps slide down.
Whoa! Take that ride. Yeah, a lot of this territory is not very easy for driving. All right, Commander Macebite, why don't you come up here?
Change my tractor to red or something.
Yeah, I went with blue just because it was pretty different than what you had for a color.
All right. Is red okay?
Yeah, why not? So
Okay.
we used to coordinate to make sure we weren't the same color in Elite Dangerous. So
Yeah.
so all of the all of the foundries and smelters are in place. Not all of them are wired up because we don't nearly need all of them, anywhere close to all of them yet. But if you come down here, you can see.
Whoops. I just hung.
Oops. Hopefully you'll catch up. I'm downstairs.
I'm going to hit the space bar because I could easily fall off.
So
Yeah,
down here we don't have all of the storage containers in. We got a lot of them, but not all of them yet. So that's going to be my first job, is to put in the rest of the storage containers. Macebite's job is going to be, if he's not hanging around,
There we go.
Macebite's job is going to be to pipe more minerals in.
Okay.
And so you need to find every resource node within a click. And I'm just using that, not actually a physical kilometer, but nearby, and pipe those materials in.
Okay.
I don't have everything set up for the focus on iron and copper. I will have the other stuff ready shortly. But if you would get back in your Jeep, in your truck, in your tractor, we have all kinds of names for this thing, and take a ride with me down to the assembly factory. Small part assembly, simple part assembly. I don't know. We'll have to come up with fancy names for these places. But in any case, if you come down here with me. So once everything is smelted, right, we come down here and we're going to go right upstairs. And again, we have to be very careful or we will fall. Yes, I built all this in the most of this in the last episode.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Don't fall. Don't fall.
I fell for it.
Did
Okay. Not fully, though.
Oh, you didn't fall off.
Off the ramp. I recovered off the ramp to the floor.
Oh, good, good, good. So we got most of the constructors in. Are these constructors or assemblers? These are constructors, right? Yeah. So again, we have 55 for copper, I believe. Let me get out. 55 for iron and 45 for copper. And there are occasional holes here. So these are in. We get some of them working already. As a matter of fact, some of them I had to switch over to pipes. Be careful of random holes in the floor. So once I finish doing the storage for the first factory, I have to start storage on the second factory. And once you finish piping in as many minerals as you can to the first smelting foundry factory, and I say as many minerals, we're talking iron, we're talking copper. I already have a little bit of coal going in there for the steel, and we'll have and I will be ready for the what is it? Limestone. Limestone?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ready for it yet, but I will be ready for it shortly. So let me see if I can cut under here. I did actually I spent a couple minutes here and there producing some ingots so I could make some steel stuff.
Sure.
But we'll have to get going. There is a coal nearby here, so I was pumping that in.
Yeah, it's pure.
Ooh, is it?
Yeah,
Nice.
so that's nice. Yeah, on that shelf down there.
Yep, so I have that coming up. But yeah, I think for now we get you to stop pumping in. We need to bring in all the copper and iron for starters. So anything that's down here in this, I would say this plateau, without going like to the power station.
Sure, gotcha.
I would say if you could pipe that in, I will get working on the other stuff. And I don't know how close we are to running out of power. Let me check. Well, yeah, a lot of the machines are dormant because they either filled up or they filled their storage units up. So, and feel free to give us a play-by-play on what you're working on.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, I think I was about to run another steel in. I think I did 5, maybe. Let me check myself here.
Whoops, I'm going to be driving.
Oh, but there's nothing coming in here, so something happened.
Something gets
Oh,
stuck.
there's nothing. All of these are dry. All the miners are shut down somehow.
Maybe they get disconnected. Maybe I tripped the wire.
Must have. This pole has power. Okay, well, I guess that's priority 1 first.
Yes, and I just want to tell you, I appreciate your service in building the mega plants.
Oh, total fun. Absolutely, my joy.
And if anybody who hasn't watched before, that's the last block inside of the barrier. Once you get past that, you're outside the map. All right.
Oh, it's a visual bug. So
Ah.
I'm seeing, yeah, this miner is running. It's pumping stuff out according to when you hit E to go into the mine.
Uh-huh.
But I see nothing on the conveyor belts.
Okay.
So are you seeing anything on all these conveyors I ran in?
All right. Let me run all the way back there. Hold on. I went to the other side of the plant. We have a reverse. Oh, reverse is so slow. Oops.
Like I go into the miner and it's pumping ores out, but there's nothing on any of the conveyors. So it might be lying to me. Like I'm thinking all the material is going.
So, oh no, can't go on that side. Wow, I almost fell off the map. Okay, so 1, 2. Well, wait a minute. These are really going. These are really getting split, right? All right.
I've been doing 1 miner per, your vertical column of containers.
Yes, please, please, please.
Yep.
The top 2 are empty. So I'm on the top one. I'm heading back.
Top 2. Oh, you know what? If I try to dismantle, it shows the correct amount of ore. Okay, I can work with that. So there's only 2 miners not on. Okay, I'm on it.
Run. You know, when the news was like pretty hot and heavy there, my wife started she started joking with me. I'm like, this is not a joking matter. She's like, I ran so far away, I couldn't get away. I'm like, babe, not the right time. Yeah, see, these are empty here, Macy.
Yeah, but hit to delete, and there's ore on it.
No. There's no conveyor. Like there's
oh.
See, they dead end.
Yes, those I haven't been run yet.
Okay,
That's okay.
Those are the ones that don't have any material on.
Yes, I'm with you there, but the one you're on.
Yeah, plenty.
I see nothing unless I hit the.
Oh yeah, there's plenty.
F.
There's plenty on this one. This one is full.
So
it's so
it's
full.
A bug.
Yeah, it's a bug. It's a bug.
Okay. So this is the other 2 miners. Those top 2 I was about to connect before we quit. So
okay.
I'm good. I can run with this. Yep.
All right. Sorry about the bug. Apparently, version 1.1.1.1 will not be the last version. So I'm hoping nobody hears my fan. I have a fan sitting on the side of me because my AC just can't handle the heat. Just can't handle the heat. I am going to turn it though. So you may hear it now because I'm getting up out of the chair to turn it some. Because I'm a little self-conscious. I feel it on my face and I'm like, that should be hitting the mic, right?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't hear it yet. Just means working with you be a breeze.
That was a good one, man. That was a good one. All right, so hopefully I didn't make it worse.
You saying I didn't blow the joke? Okay.
No, and I'm not saying you blew me away with that joke either.
Touche.
All right. So I hope everybody is doing well and constructing their own factories or enjoying their own little getaway when they play their favorite games. We have a big backlog, and we're not going to play this all year. We're going to play this, I don't know, 8 to 12 times, and then we'll move on. Moving the mic. Then we'll move on to something else. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a spot check to see what I've finished. Looks like these are all good. They're all piped. You can tell how easy it is to forget in a week what you piped in and what you didn't. I wonder if can I do this from the truck? It's just so much faster. Yeah, working a lot of overtime at work though. You know, some months you get lots of orders and you can kind of like live a regular life, and then some months you're working. It feels like you're working 2 jobs just to try to pay the bills. You know, that's the life of a self-employed nerd. And yes, I just called myself a nerd. Although I think I'm more partial a geek. What do you think? What's better?
I'm not sure I know exactly the difference, but I consider myself both as well. So, you know.
I used to like hacker, but hackers have gotten such a bad name. Like, you know?
Yeah, unfortunately, most hackers are evil. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a hacker kind of used to be like a maker. Like today we call them makers. They like to make things out of circuit boards and 3D printers, and you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. There's a lot of words that are have been redefined, not by the English dictionary, but by culture.
Yeah, sometimes not for the better. Although I think hacker, you know, I think it could have went both ways early on. You know, it could have been somebody who likes to, you know, hack around on computers versus somebody who likes to actually hack computers to steal stuff. You know, but yeah, the stealing stuff people went out. Their interpretation won. And I do wish, and there's really no way without taking everything apart, for me to raise the roof here a couple of 4 meters, which is I would love to do, but it's just not going to happen.
It's funny to say that. It's like, I know you had that program that you could move bases or whatever.
Yes, and I have used that. I have used that to slightly move this base so everything would fit, like to move it, like I moved it up a little bit and I moved it over a little bit so everything would fit in it. But there's no way to separate the first floor from the second floor.
Yeah.
You know, at least that I know of. Because if there was, I would raise this up a couple of blocks. Just so I can stand on top of the you know, it's like I have no room. The other plant there is. I made sure of it, but this one, it's just you're right up against the ceiling here. But that's okay.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet, but
What's that?
someday. I haven't played with that
Oh, the map tool.
software and all that. Yeah, I have to try it someday.
Well, I used it to merge all my. I kept playing and getting up to like 6 or 7, and then I would get bored again because I love the early game, but I don't like the grind. And so I said, you know what? Wouldn't it be cool if I merged all of my playthroughs together? Because every time I played somewhere else, a new part of the map.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I did that, and then I think I showed you. I had the worldwide 8 rails going around the world.
Oh yes, I do. Yes.
And you didn't like that I had a roof over the train. You're like, I can't see anything. I'm like, oh, sorry. Well, I don't put roofs above my. I'm like, I didn't want to get wet, but you know, you get a point. Can't really see that well with a roof over the train. And there is a limit there of how high I could go in the blueprint creator, and which is why I didn't go higher than I had.
Gotcha.
Because it wouldn't have worked. So now they have bigger blueprint creators, so I could probably do a taller train station. But
I have used that map, what do you call it, to find hard drives and things. That's awesome.
Yes. Excuse me. So my first goal here is to make everything sure everything's piped in. That has been built, and then we'll finish up building what's not built. And then we'll send somebody a bill. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Yeah, and I keep falling off because It's just easier than trying to climb down. Or faster, I should say. Yes, I was just working in Factory Talk View before I came on, and I could not get it to read integers from my micrologics. And I'm like, all right, I'm shutting you down. Never seen that before. It's like, at first I was trying to read images from the emulator, and then it's like, I'm like, all right, well, almost nobody uses the emulator. So I'm like, oh, let's see if I get to read images from a bona fide 1400. Nope. I'm like, okay, never seen this before. Of course, I don't use it every day like I used to, but...
I have to say, I'm extremely surprised that in 6 months I've never had time to think about, the old Rockwell software world I was in.
Well, yeah,
It's
you're
amazing.
retired.
It's so funny how there's been just so many other things.
Yeah.
And a lot, we're still getting set with a lot of medical things, like seeing a doctor. We just had calcium heart test yesterday to see how we are, and it just seems like one after another. New dentist soon. It's amazing,
Moving.
to move so far out of state. All
Yeah.
these little odds and ends you have to do.
Well, and you probably went through this when you moved to Pennsylvania, right?
Well, it was a lot easier because we had all this family saying, "Oh yeah, just go here, go here, go here."
Yeah.
And some are bad referrals, some are perfect. So,
Thank you,
we
fam, for
just
the bad referral.
well, it's kind of like different opinions of. It's kind of like some of you get along really well, whatever, will give you a referral to a movie. And you're like, you're done with it. And like, oh my god, why did they like that?
Oh, I know. Movies are like I have. Some of my closest friends have recommended some of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, right,
It's
right.
just like people are different, and they have different likes
Oh,
and
that's it.
dislikes.
Yeah, we had that with realtor. We had that with carpet people. It's like, yeah, it's just certain contractors. Yeah, so that's just all I mean. It's like, so those things, in some ways, are easier. Some ways have been a huge challenge trying to just start over. Like with new doctor, oh my god, he makes me feel old. He's probably like 35,
Oh wow.
but once you start realizing how he phrases things and talks, he's actually extremely brilliant, and I think he's going to be great for us. But it's just one of those things. First impressions and first talking, it's like, So I'm very encouraged now, but we weren't sure the first visit.
Yeah. Yep. I hear that. I definitely hear that.
Because your primary care is pretty much, one of the most important people you gotta find to start with in a new area.
Yeah, I've gone through a few recently, well, over the years being here in the Berkshires because they either retire or they move or it's like, wow. But this is a temporary patch here.
Rats.
We'll have Macy build us a dedicated one at some point, but this temporary patch is now in my way.
Gee, sounds like you're expecting a result or something.
No. You're conveying goods to their destination.
It's an old joke. And back in Ghostbusters, he's like, you haven't been in the private sector. They expect results. One of my favorite movie phrases.
Oh, it is so true. I mean, I am surrounded by people who work for the government, and it is redonkulous. And I'm not saying people who work for the government are bad, but they have no clue. And my wife constantly needles me about days off. She's like, "This is a national holiday," and I'm like, "That nobody gets off except for the government." It's like, how many times do we have to have the same conversation?
School and government stuff, yeah, absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
like,
very
gee
different.
whiz, come on, this is not a holiday. It's like flowers grew here, holiday. It's like, what? What are you talking about? It's like some of the bizarre things they get off. That is weird. I haven't seen that before. Alright, so it looks like I placed these. Yeah. This is a 2-4. Yeah, and I'm not picking on any of my relatives who work for the government. It's just like You know, you just you don't understand. Like there is no automatic 2% raise every year. It's just like that's fictional.
Hmm.
Only in the world of the government do you get a guaranteed raise every year. Because it would be cruel not to. Well, talk to 95% of the country that don't get a regular raise.
Yeah,
And feed
except for
storage.
union people. Yeah. Yeah. But we won't go there.
Yeah, I'm not picking on. I'm not picking on. I just think private companies can do what they want, and I think all private companies, if they can afford it, should give people a raise every year. If they can afford it, why not? Don't be greedy. One of my favorite sayings was, "This business is about people. It doesn't matter what business you're in; they're all about people."
Yeah.
There's no. Yeah, so we gotta go over one. Dang it. You don't find wildlife coming into your store to buy stuff.
No, not unless you're on some sort of drugs.
Yes. Yes, and in that case, I feel for you. Did I get it right this time? These, I've have these smelted very close to each other. Usually I put one per block, like I said last week. But because there was just not enough space in this location, and we had chosen this location, so there was no turning back. Um, that's what we got.
Oh, you don't want to move all this soon?
Yep.
Come on, coward.
Yeah, I mean, literally, this is, I don't know, 100 and some odd smelters. It's like really long. And so I crammed them together. I think I did this wrong. Do. I think. No, that's going to 2. Interesting. These are foundries. It looks like I am feeding 3 with this one. Good. But because the spacing is different, this one will only feed 2. And quite honestly, because of the space I have available, we're going to move this bugger over. So what you working on right now?
2 steel miners. I'm running the conveyors.
See, I get you saying steel when you mean iron. I was doing
Yes,
that last
correct.
week.
Yes, iron ore runs. Man, this guy's rumbling today. It's very, very strange down here this past couple weeks where lots of rumbling, but the amount of water that comes in the sky as in rain has been very small. It's been very, very funny.
That one was backwards. Yeah, I hear you. We actually had that happen the other day to us. It was got a lot of rumbling but no rain. And usually when we hear the rumbling, well, probably over 50% of the time we get the rain.
Yeah, we never had that quite like in Pennsylvania. Even New Hampshire was always, noise, rumbling, thunder, whatever, and then rain. It was never noise, thunder, lightning, all this stuff, and not a drop. It's very funny. Very different.
They say
Had some lightning strikes even nearby, I guess.
we're in the time of the shaking. So, got to keep those people in earthquake-prone areas in our thoughts and prayers.
Sure.
San Andreas Cascadia. You know, nobody ever talked about the Cascadia fault when I was a kid, but there's like this whole National Geographic story about it. I guess it's gotten pretty popular
Hmm.
as a potential source of. Why would I do that? Yeah, she's off just a little. But I'm thankful I don't live near any of those places. Although, you know, I see reports now and again that you really don't know if you live next to a fault because some faults are not documented very well.
Yeah,
Which
sure.
I think is interesting. So you could think you're safe in a fault, you know, fault-free zone, and
Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's certainly somebody's fault for not predicting it.
I'm into no-fault earthquakes. You know, a lot of people say it's a lot of earthquakes are. Oh no, see that doesn't work. Yeah, that's completely backwards. A lot of people say earthquakes are caused by solar flares. Very interesting science behind that. Did you ever hear that?
I think so, but I am not qualified to give you details. I have not read or studied it. But heard it, yes, I think so.
Come on, baby. Yeah, that's the wrong thing. I think I need this. That's why it's not working. These are the trickiest to do. The foundries for the iron.
Oh, really?
Squishing them in. Yeah, trying to squish them in.
Oh, physical size or whatever. Gotcha.
And yeah, into the small space I have, which wasn't designed for foundries, but it was designed for just your regular
Yeah, I'm not
smelters.
sure what they were thinking when they designed those things, because it's one of the oddest shape, you know, manufacturing devices in the game. It's it's like you'd think it'd just be lined up like an assembler or something, but it's not.
Now this is a bug I've run into where I can't. Oh, let's see. Do I have this in correctly? Nope. I think that's exactly what I want to do.
What the heck is going on here?
I think I put it
Oh,
in
it
there.
is.
This is so
So
complicated.
I see copper split. You want to keep that?
Where?
Copper comes off a conveyor, splits, and then goes up to another set of conveyors.
Don't unsplit it. Unsplit the copper.
Yeah, leave it. Okay. Yeah, it's so this other copper does not have a feed is the bottom line. I see. Okay. So I'll try to find a third. I think there is a third copper somewhere to feed that. But all right, got it.
I probably should have just did that backwards. All right. Let's split the coal. And let's split. Oh no. just for now. Yeah, these patches are pretty ugly, but whatever. In feed. I want out feed. So what you're working on? Copper?
I have 2 more iron ore feeds. I just happened to see a rung that had a split copper. That's why I was asking. To use the same conveyor stack pole there. Oops.
I wish those guidelines would go farther. Let's see if I did it right. Nope, it's backwards. Dang gummit, Bobby. This is the part I don't like. Lining stuff up.
Yeah, it's hard when you're so low. Uh-oh, I'm falling. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Dead.
No way. What happened?
Yep. Ada goes, if you're gonna, what did you say? If you want to, don't have a habit of doing that, don't, or something. Or if you want to have a habit doing that, don't. Yeah, I fell off. First time though. I assume I have a crate somewhere. Oh no, we have to keep everything. Yeah, wonderful.
I'm pretty sure we have to keep everything.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
We've chased enough crates in our time to
earn
earn freedom from it.
Here. Plus the bugs that occurs when it's inside a rock or other things.
Oh yeah. And you just end up with crates all over the place because you're full, and it's like I can't pick stuff up, and it's like, yeah.
Right, and if it's equipment, then you have to get some of the crates, equip the stuff.
What did you do?
Speaking of power. Oh no, actually, that might be just my. Yeah, that's not a problem. I put grass in a.
Oh, all right.
Biomass burner just to get some sort of ore running down the conveyors. So that's not the main grid that went down. It's just my feeder.
Good. I'm wondering.
What's the main grid? I'll go back to the boost the power later, but we're at 525. Yeah, we're drawing a third of that right now. So we're in good shape for now. I'm sorry, you're saying?
No. That's good. Good. That drives me nuts. Yeah, so I'm piping. Fell. Wrong key. Piping things into the steel. And what is this? This is going to be... It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly over here. A lot of emergency conveyors. But production must continue.
Are you making steel beams yet?
No,
Up
but
there?
we have, if you need a couple, there's some ingots over in the base. If you need to make,
Okay.
you just need a handful.
Yeah, because the what is it? The power tower needs 20, and having 2 or 3 of those from that remote miner I just ran might be best way to do it.
Well, I think I put a whole bunch in the thing, but if I didn't, there's more over here.
Okay.
Just the raw materials, not the finished products.
Yeah, so you have just an iron ingot. I mean a steel ingot. Is that what you're saying?
Just the ingots, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness, I did it right. Yeah, I did
Ooh,
it.
don't fall off.
Jeepers.
Gray, don't fall off.
Why is that a gray area?
It definitely is. It's a gray abyss. Yeah, so I started watching this show. So, did I tell you about the movie, the show, TV show Nautilus, based on?
Yes.
Is this coal? Is that right? Am I doing that right? Yes, that's cool. And that's steel. No. All right, Gray, what are you doing here? What are you doing? Okay, that's what I did. I reversed them here. Hmm. So I'm going to color code this so I don't make the same mistake again. Actually, I want to use this one. And I think 20. Okay. So we know this is coal. We know that's steel. Temporary patches. guy's full of coal. Well, he should start filling up soon. And now we gotta deal with the steel. Or I should say iron for the steel. Sorry, I've gone silent on you. I'm just concentrating.
Yeah, me too. I just realized, and you said something about narrating, so I can talk here. So yes, I'm running 2 steels. Since those leaves ran out of power, I'm going to run power poles to those 2 miners so they can start feeding in ore or not. And then I see, yeah, there's 2 more iron ores down there to feed those. So soon I'll have 4 new iron ores feeding stuff in. It's a long way to run a little character. He's jogging, or she's jogging, I should say. Little hands flying up in the air. Yeah, there it is. The miner ran out, the power ran out. I think one of my favorite things about this game is how forgiving things are. It could look like a messy rat hole looking thing, and then you can fix it later. It's just one of my favorite things about it. The only thing I find could be improved dramatically is conveyors hooking around into whatever constructors or whatever that needs the materials to build. Sometimes you can just go click and it just connects up and feeds right in. Other times the splitter, for instance, off of a conveyor has to be perfectly aligned
Oh, I know.
to start feeding, and I can't always see any kind of real consistent logics to that particular piece. It just seems like sometimes it's got to be dead on, or sometimes you actually have to have a conveyor between a splitter, small little conveyor piece, so it can feed the material. Just is what it is sometimes.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. Conveying is probably the hardest thing, I think, um, to try to do effectively, efficiently, at least for me.
Hmm.
This is your truck. Well, where's my truck? I'm going to borrow your truck.
Sure. Please do. I haven't really needed it yet because I'm just running back and forth doing things. I don't usually truck around.
So I watched the next 2 episodes of Nautilus, and I'm still enjoying it.
Cool.
Um, if anybody out there is looking for it, I would say it's, I don't know, PG-12. If I had to give it, I don't know what it really is rated, but that would be my rating. Some of the stuff would be a little much for the little ones, but definitely not R-rated. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. They're trying to keep it lighthearted, and I mean, people get shot and die and stuff, but and I think it's a lighter fear than a lot of shows. And it's adventure, and they're in a submarine under the sea, and nobody's ever done this before, and you know, good times.
Oh, okay.
And it's not. I know a lot of people like stuff that's more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Romantic or storyful or
No, I think more grimy. You know what I mean? But
rhymey?
grimy, gritty. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I guess not.
So kind of like raw and uncut.
Oh.
Real. But in any case, this is more of something you could watch with a young adult. Now, watch it first. Don't take my word for it. I don't want to offend anybody's sensibilities out there. But I have, and I don't have any kids left at home. Even my teenage grandkids are far away, so I watch it myself. Now,
Mm-hmm.
one show I had to turn off because the characters were it was very R-rated. The characters, of course, it was an HBO show, so go figure, right? They're the king of smut. But
Yeah.
it was the new
I know what you're saying.
the new Dune series, which, I'm all about sci-fi and spaceships and really cool stuff. But man, when the characters just took the clothes off and start going at it, it's like, yeah, no, thank you. If I wanted, I'm not somebody who wants to watch that kind of. That's not my show, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good family show. And then they were doing drugs all the time too, and I'm like, all right, these people are just jumping anybody else's sack they want to. HBO shows them from almost completely nude, right? They cover like the waistline. That's about it. And
Wow.
they're starting drugs, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't good for my soul. Again, some people out there they like it. The darker the better, but that is not me. Nope. So I had recorded the series, and I started watching it, and I just deleted the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I'm probably the similar to you because um, there's so much other things you can watch out there without watching something that doesn't bring you up.
And
You don't need to have something just, their version or their kind of sort of reality thing going on. Yeah, I'm with you.
I like the alternate reality, alternate timelines. Those are some of my favorite Star Trek episodes. I'm just not into the um, hedonistic or you know type of everything goes, no morals type stuff. And that's just who I am.
Well, yeah, no, that's fine. I think I'm similar.
Never met a
We
coke
just
addict who was
watch.
happy he was a coke addict. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we just trying Amazon Prime right now, and you can do movies with it apparently, and we just watch this one show from Jessica Biel's the producer, like she's done The Sinner and all those other ones.
Hmm.
And I was just thinking, kind of cringing because the other ones were certainly more raw, if you will, like you're saying. But this one, there was like two or three love scenes, and it was just they are kissing, and then they go the next day. So that part of it was, GPG, not,
Yeah, those are the type of scenes that are, if you're not embarrassed that the kid's walking on you, it's like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, and it's kind of like you want to see it, that's fine, but it doesn't have to. If you know how to write a show, you don't need to do all that. That's the bottom line. If you're a really talented writer, you don't need it.
yep,
It's really
you
that
don't.
simple to me. But
No, and it's
I'm
not
old.
real life. In real life, people just don't do that in public, and that's so, you know, you just is what it is.
Yeah, and I'm just old and old-fashioned.
Never apologize for who you are. That's who you are. It's just who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good call. Let's see.
Unless you're a really bad person, then you really should apologize a lot. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, the show, I think we were trying Netflix once, and my wife was watching something, I think it was Ozark.
I couldn't get into
And
that. The very beginning, I
very,
couldn't get into that.
yeah, and I tried with her. Very good acting. I get the appeal and all that, but
I didn't.
you start realizing you're rooting for 100% criminals.
Yes, exactly. That's why I couldn't get into it.
Killers, drug dealers,
I
casino
know. It's
runners.
like who in like. See,
And
that is so against me.
it's like, oh, they got tied up in it. It's like, well, uh, oh yeah, so
Well,
they had
they
no
should get
choice.
tied out of it. I mean,
It's like, oh, well, they would have been killed if they didn't do it. Okay, well, I mean, sell the business to them, walk away, whatever. I mean, so it's just not my cup of tea. The
yeah,
bottom
in the
line is,
movies I like, the good guys win because they get out of those situations. They don't just go with it. Oh well, I guess we get to be criminals and kill hundreds of thousands of people. It's like really, it
hmm
said no one ever.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's yeah.
I couldn't get past the first episode. Tracy's like, everybody's watching this, and I'm like, oh, all right. And I'm like, nope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was my wife. She watched it. I think what's the other one? The cleaning lady, same thing.
Oh yeah, I
You're
didn't watch
voting
that, but
for
yeah.
either your illegal people or criminals. You're voting for. You get into it and you're like, oh my god, I'm rooting for somebody who either kills or lawbreaker or somewhere else, something else is involved. It's like, oh my goodness, just not me, and that's fine if that's what you want to watch. That's fine. So
It really ain't. Hey,
well, I think it's
you have
more
the
like
freedom
it's
to
your
choose.
business.
Yeah, it's your business.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's
Are
your
you making
life.
plates up there and stuff?
It's now or never. What's that?
Are you making plates and things up there?
I'm making plates somewhere. Do you need plates?
Well, unless I start dismantling all this, which looks like it's dead anyways. Yeah, maybe this is all open game just to dismantle and use the parts from it.
Yeah,
'Cause
anything that's empty, just do it. But
I
if you need
think,
plates,
yeah.
you know what? Let me take a break from this tedious task of running conveyors and find where I stored your truck, and I'll go fill it up with plates. Probably need some rods too, huh?
Oh,
Iron
here's a
rods.
whole bunch of hosies. I
Did you
didn't
find
realize
plates?
this.
What'd you
I
find?
found a whole container of, what do you call it? Um, MK2s, I reinforced armor plates. So that
Yes, those are
would be
precious.
them.
We're not making those anywhere else right now.
Yeah, I could use them for conveyors to some degree.
Well,
couldn't
be
I?
careful, because that's all we got. There's no more being
Oh, all
made.
right.
But
All
I'm
right,
gonna go
sure,
fill your
okay.
truck up with plates, and I'm gonna bring it to you. And how many do you need iron rods? I'm sure you do. No?
Eventually, but not immediately. So,
So maybe a quarter iron rods. Ooh, look at me.
and I'm gonna be
It's
sloppy
my
for
life.
some
It's
of these
now
things will be
or
floating through the air
never.
temporarily.
I've really Bon Jovi's lost his shine. He's just said some dumb stuff. Like, oh, gee whiz, another person I gotta ignore. Plates are us. Alright. Do. Organization. Yep. So let's put what I own in these buckets here. And let's get some plates. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Yeah. Gotta give Macy some iron rods too, because I know he's gonna need them. Oh, gotta
Thank
keep
you.
going. There they are.
Well, I'm getting the parts and I'm cleaning up. I was playing my other game, single player, and I did a hard drive and said 6 extra slots. Like, oh, cool. And I do it, and it doesn't give it to me. I'm like, what?
6 extra slots if you haven't already unlocked the maximum number of slots.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
tricky.
Well, I don't know what happened there, but no, it's I'm only just got coal. I'm only like
Oh.
level 4 or something. So no, it's definitely a bug. I was just like, oh my gosh, I was rather disappointed.
Um, oops, watch out for the... watch out
Tree.
for everything. Where is he? I see you.
Oh, that's here because of that. Okay.
Do you,
Oh, there you are.
do you
Hello
see
there.
me?
I do.
All right, there's your plates. And
My
some
hero.
rods. You're very welcome.
Thanks, pal.
Yep, anytime, anytime. So, yeah, so I really like Nautilus. It's you know, I don't have to worry about if my 4-year-old grandson comes upstairs. Didn't like I really wanted to, but they just threw so much. Like I think if they would have kept the sex and drugs out of it, it would have been good, right? Because it was kind of like this, you know, two forces fighting against each other. But it's just they throw in that smut. It's like, yeah, all right, well, I'll find something else to watch. I did. I got my wife laughing, so I put on MacGyver, my go-to, right? And you know, I forgot all my stuff down there. Might as well take my truck down there and refill up. So in some of the MacGyvers, like MacGyver, the first few seasons, they were all very typical. I'm talking about the original MacGyvers. Very, very typical. Okay. And not that I don't like the new one. I've watched probably half of the first season, but you know, I get the other one on disc. I put it on my Plex server. So, you know, the first few seasons, you know, MacGyver gets in a jam and he has to figure his way out, right? Very,
Sure.
you know, but then they started throwing in weird episodes. Almost like somebody in the front office says, do serious topics, or, you know, and then, you know, it's almost like somebody comes back and says, all right, do non-serious topics. It's like the last one was just so bad. They had they had a funny character and a funny bounty hunter who was super not serious. You know, it was like over the top, you know, funny.
Yeah.
Or strange. And then they had this big, very fat dog, and it's just like, ay 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 ay. It just seemed like overkill. And my wife was like, they get stuck. So I love the spot. So towards the end, spoiler alert, if you're gonna watch this episode, I think it's season 4. Towards the end, they get stuck in an automated fish factory. They're on the conveyor, and they're going to, and there's fish being dumped on them, and they're going towards the inevitable, you know, chompers or whatever is designed to cut up the fish, you know, into small little chunks. I don't know what they were making there. They weren't filleting them, put it that way.
Sounds like Space Quest.
Yeah, well, they, and so the dog saves them by not doing anything they asked it to do, but randomly stepping on the diverter, which I just thought was so funny. But in any case, so MacGyver's hands are tied. His hands are tied up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he finds the ugliest fish, and he uses the teeth of the fish to cut the ropes that tie his hands. And my wife and I are both laughing because there's no way. Like they show it, like they show him putting the rope in the teeth, and then they show his upper torso moving, and then they go back to the teeth, and they like cut a little bit, and then they go back to his torso and head, and then they finally go back to the fish, and oh look, the rope is cut. And my wife and I are laughing like, who thought that was a good scene? That this fish's teeth was going to cut his rope, and he's trying to hold on. This is a real fish, right? They're in a real fish factory, and it's just like,
sure.
It's like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's like, and my wife's like, the acting is so bad. I'm like, I know, but there's nobody snorting and doing other things that we can't have our grandkids see.
Sure.
It might be bad, but it's good bad. So, anyways, that's my
Right.
not so funny story. But oh, I was laughing. And my wife
Mhm.
slept good. I'm like, see, you weren't watching like the murder mysteries you normally watch. You watched some very stupid show, and you had no problem sleeping. But it is nice after, like, we were watching The Terminalist. So if you've never seen The Terminalist, I enjoy it. But it's it's about first of all, it has one of my favorite actors in it, right? And he, oh, I didn't want to do purple. Um, oh, what is his name? I want to say Chris, but I'm not going to say it correctly. Anyways, the guy from Jurassic World, Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt. I was wanting to say Pine. I'm like, it's not Chris Pine. It's Chris Pratt. Anyhow, he's one of my favorite actors. If I could be an actor, I'd be him because he's always so happy and you know, just. But
Okay.
anyways, so he usually plays like a happy, like funny character, right? Did you ever see the
Okay.
movie Passengers?
Hmm.
No. Okay. Anyways, so Chris Pratt, one of my favorite actors, he's playing this Navy SEAL, and he's 40. He's married. He's got a little girl. Well, she's probably 8 or 10 or 12. But anyways, on the mission, right? Well, I shouldn't give too much away. Anyways, so the show's called Terminalist, and he ends up making a list of people he needs to terminate. And there is one scene that's really pretty raunchy, but bad as far as gory. But you know, he goes around and kills people, bad people, right? And
Yeah.
we enjoyed it, but it's kind of like, like I feel bad recommending it to anybody because it's such a dark show. Because this guy, who lost so many people in his life because of some evil dudes who wanted to make some money.
Mhm.
Um, you know, it's sad, but it was action type of very actiony, um, but serious too. Not like a Die Hard, but like serious. You know, like this guy was
Hmm.
like not John Wick, where you know you're killing 20 people every second type of thing, but you know a little bit
Okay.
more slower and methodical. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm gonna give. I've decided to give away my John Wick movies. I love Keanu Reeves, and I think he's a great actor, but they're just so over the top. It's like, and I'm sure that's what because of the book, but whatever.
Hmm.
But have you seen the John Wicks?
I don't recognize it by name really.
Okay, so you
Is that
probably won't like
it,
them if you see them.
okay?
It starts off good. Somebody kills his puppy, so he has to go after them, and then
Yeah.
it goes downhill from there.
Oh.
I mean, I think a lot of people disagree with me. They'll be like, "This is a great action series," but I just think it's too over the top for me.
Hmm. Okay.
Too over the top. And that's just the way it is. But anyhow, you see any good things this week? Since the last time we played?
We
Anything new?
just finished this one on Amazon. I was about to say the Prime one, the Good Sister, I think it's called,
Okay, I have not seen that.
and it's a lot of details, and just ended it today. It's eight. It's one of those drops 8 episode things, you know.
All at
So
once, yeah.
miniseries, whatever you call it, but um, and yeah, it was, I would say good, not great, but my wife loved it. Um, and it was just the details and all these little bizarre things that goes on that people do, and one sister's an alcoholic and all that, and the other sister is like a CEO of a company, and she's just amazingly brilliant. That was Jessica Biel herself. She was the star for that. So, but it is that little bit mood like The Sinner and some of those other ones. Did you ever see those with her?
No.
It was The Sinner was where she's a killer, the
Oof.
first one, and she stabs somebody like crazy on the beach, and it doesn't make any sense. It's like, why would this girl do this?
Yeah.
So then you find out later why, and trial and all that, and then you find out all the details later, and the brainwashing, and just, I mean,
Oh.
just massive amounts of different conditions and reasons, and just, very, very well done. Very well done and written. Dark, goodness me, but
Can't see
still,
anything.
pretty well done.
Yeah, brainwashing
So
is real, I'll tell you.
yeah,
Real
and then they
and evil.
did another one with this boy who mother was, one of those convinced to be an occult thing, has the baby with the crazy guy as a leader, and
Hmm.
um, and just also, I mean, just all sorts of twisted things happen in that too. And that was a lot more sexual and disappointing, where they couldn't write around, like you're saying earlier, like, how can you not make a show without having all these, little nudity here and there and stuff? But it got better, these other episodes. This just show was completely different and cleaner. This best sister, best of two sisters, I forget. You know me names, I'm hopeless.
Oof.
Alright, so there's steel down here. 6, 7 high. Jeepers. Okay.
Really? You just won't point where I want you to point, will you?
Sometimes it's like, come on, work with me, work with me.
Yeah.
These other steels, where are they? Down there? No. And I think I told you I went to Hollywood Studios a couple weeks ago, and finally went on the Millennium Falcon, and the other ride there. What is it? The Rebels or Resistance? Star Wars: The Resistance ride. That was pretty cool.
Oh, I just can't get this one to go in right, and I'm getting sick of it. And it jumps at the last second when I place it. It jumps.
And loving it.
And loving it. Get smart.
I gotta put a tower here. I can't see what
How
that
is that not a... Oh, maybe. I don't understand. This is saying it's an out. You're not an out. You're an in.
You talking about Billy buttons?
Yeah, no. There's a couple of movies I want to see. I don't know if they're going to be any good, but The Amateur is one that I want to see that supposedly a CIA analyst, I don't know, he decides he wants to go out into the field. And, he's not rated for field work, but he decides he wants to go out. And I don't know why. I don't know the story behind it. But
That sounds familiar.
that is one it was out recently in the movies, so it's still pretty expensive to rent. But we're waiting for that.
Okay.
And another one was Warzone, and it's I believe a story about military in Iraq when they were doing all the whole thing there. And of course, I had my brother and brother-in-law over there in Afghanistan and Iraq. And also is one that got really good reviews that I like to see when it comes out. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Just haven't gotten into Crusader or the movies for Battlestar. I mean Babylon. Just taking a break after
Okay.
watching 5 seasons, you know.
Yep.
And I wish I could add to the bottom of these. That's so annoying.
You doing like I used to? Like you do work while you're watching these in the background kind of thing?
Oh no, I can't. Matter of fact, I have to when I'm working downstairs in the living room. I have to wear noise canceling headphones. My wife's watching TV.
Oh, okay.
I have I don't know why, but I just struggle paying attention.
Oh, I'm like that. I just sometimes if I was doing presentations or other things that was a different kind of thinking, I was doing all right by just, I have a movie in the background or something.
Yeah, I can if I'm doing like if I'm wiring a panel, right? If I'm wiring a trainer, if I'm doing anything that typically the one I do the most is wiring. Like if I'm wiring up a demo or a new trainer or something,
Mhm.
right? Then I can just sit there and listen to a podcast or probably be easier to color it again. But if I'm doing something like I get very intensive with my thought. Like I have to concentrate, and I don't know why, but there's some things I do I can't have background noise on or.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So I have been putting instrumental music on. I love that. I just forget to do it. So I have some of the Echo Dots, Amazon Echo Dots. Like I had a bunch for home, and I wasn't using them, so I brought them to work, and so I put one in each of my offices, except for the studio where I do most of the recording, and then I'll put it on. It'll play on all of them, and so that's so soothing, you know, smooth jazz, or I like to do instrumental Christian music and things like that, you know.
Oh,
And
forgive me, I don't know what a dot means or what it is.
it's just a smart speaker. Do you have a Google Home smart speaker?
We do, yeah, we have
Okay.
homes everywhere,
So
yeah.
the Echo is the Amazon version. The Dot is the small one, and the
Oh,
Amazon
I thought it
Echo
was
is.
Alexa and all that.
Well, no, that's what you say. Alexa is it's like Siri. You know, an iPhone isn't Siri. Siri's the voice
Oh, is
assistant, and
that it?
iPhone is the hardware. So with
Gotcha.
Amazon, Alexa is the voice assistant, and Echo. Most of the devices are called Echo something. So the Echo Dot is the one I get the most of.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I get the original Echo that has like a bass speaker on the bottom, which is really cool.
Echo, echo, echo.
Yeah. Well, we had to change the one in the camper from Alexa to Echo to Echo the name, actually the name we call it, because our granddaughter is Alexis,
Right, right.
and she
I
gets
remember you saying that.
so
That's
mad.
hilarious.
She gets so mad when people call her Alexa. She's like, "My name is Alexis, not
Oh.
Alexa." So we've caught ourselves doing that before by accident.
Oh, sure. You wouldn't believe how many times I get Mac or Mark.
Yeah,
Okay,
I grew up with a cousin named Shane, and a brother named Steve. So I'm just if somebody calls me Shane or Steve, it's just like that's my name.
yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Or Gray.
life's too short.
You're the only one who calls me Gray. Um, his outtake are we full over here? Oh, we may be full. 4 containers full of. That's good. That's very good news.
What are you saying? You're full of it? What?
We're full of ingots, iron ingots. That's the
Oh,
power of letting it run.
yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I've been really my little what is it? i5, 8 gig of RAM, small little computer has been running my Satisfactory server. It's such a difference in load and graphics when you don't actually run the game. You just run the little server.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's been fantastic. Play other games, whatever, and it just builds stuff, 24/7. And it's free. I mean, my goodness, how do you complain about that, you know?
Yeah, it's a smart thing they do. Those game manufacturers.
Ooh, boy, that's startling.
All right. I feel like I gotta. Oh, it's 1:15. So the iron.
Oh no, is it?
Yeah, the iron is almost completed. I'm gonna take a break and go check out the. I probably should grab my truck.
These won't be much longer. You get these two other iron ores feeding.
These are so much easier because everything's lined up. And we have more light in here. We got a higher roof, which is nice.
That's I mean, yeah, that whole thing that you did down there, my word, Gray, that's just unbelievable.
Well, the zoop, it just makes everything easier.
Still, that's some real accomplishments you've built.
No, I mean, most of it was done right here during the show. And
Still,
you and I have been playing this game. We played for a very long time, so we kind of know what we're doing a little bit.
yeah, I'm not a fast learner. Some people say they're fast learner. I would be absolutely the opposite on the scale.
I am a fast try it and see what works. And I know it drives you nuts. I don't know how many times we play in a new game and I die, and then I die again. And it's like, can you do this? No. Can you do this? No. But I'm like, you know what? I'd rather die trying to figure it out than die by accident and be like, oh no, that was a bad time to die. So, and
Well,
that's
kind of the.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry, good.
No, I was gonna say that's like why we tried to stack ships in Elite. And we tried to fly with a stack of ships because it's like, hey, can you do this? Let's try it. You know?
Well, yeah, that was a total, hey, why not? Let's see what happens thing.
Yep.
In fact, I'll probably play Elite after this so I can get some money for my carrier.
Yeah, I'm keeping
Doing well,
tabs
though.
on it. I'm keeping tabs on it to see if they come out with anything that interests me. But, and I know they've added a lot of stuff that the people who play it on a regular basis like. It's just nothing for me.
Well, I just feel like taking a flight somewhere, the carrier and whatever. We can always just do whatever.
Well, I'd love to get the new vehicle that's coming out. The new super very large transport vehicle. I think it's called, oh no, I forget. It was on the tip of my tongue. I posted on it in the Discord as well, but in any case, it's from the original, the Panther Clipper, maybe? The Panther Clipper? But anyways, it was one of the favorite ships from the original game, and it's huge. And I think it would be fun to play, but we need something to do. Like, and there's no, like, remember when we had all the stories we would do, and you had to go to this particular, and he needed certain things to decode something, and I mean, some of it was really grindy, but it was still like there was a story behind it, you know?
Yeah, I agree. It's. I mean, I'm just trying to be triple elite for some reason, and also for one
Well,
reason, and then also
why not?
to keep the carrier, budget. And 20 million a month I have to always make, and
Yeah, it's a fun game, and if you enjoy it, why not play it?
yeah, sure. Well, I have so much investment having the 5 billion, or more like 7 billion total carrier costs.
Yeah, since I've been working overtime, I haven't gotten back to Dark Forces, which I have on my other channel. I think I did 8 of the levels. Playthrough. It's fun. It's a little frustrating because it's such an old game. They didn't really refine the tactics. But I would love to go through all my old games and play them over again. But Dark Forces was my first first-person shooter, so that's why I'm replaying that. So I'm about halfway, a little bit over halfway through. And then I want to go to Jedi Knight, which is just so much fun. But with Jedi Knight, you have to remember the quick save. I was almost done the level and I died, and I didn't realize I didn't realize that there was no checkpoints. You had the quick save. So,
Mm.
but yeah, Elite Dangerous. I would love it if they came out with something that was like story driven. You know, I love that No Man's Sky did that, but they're time sensitive. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to get to it in your schedule. And then it's going
Yeah.
forever. So they have all these things. It's like, why don't you queue these up so we can go through them on our own schedules? Like, I almost wanted to write to the guys over at No Man's Sky and say, look, I can't do your things on your schedule. I'm a busy guy. Why don't you let us do those missions anytime? Because they're episodic. They would take 4 or 5 game sessions to do.
Hmm.
And I think it would be fun. But they no, if you don't do them within the 6 weeks or 4 8 weeks, you miss it forever. It's like not smart.
Well, that's kind of what happened to Destiny to me. I was playing it again, and then all of a sudden, like, what do you mean everything I just did 2 weeks ago is gone? I mean,
Yeah, it does.
I
I
mean,
would love to go
hello?
through that again.
Oh
Do
my
you still
word.
have your Xbox? Any of your Xboxes? Have you
Yes,
sold them all?
I kept the white one, which
Ah, yeah,
is
that's a nice one. Yeah.
it's a nice one, but it's not the special one that's VR or whatever. But it's like the best next to having VR.
Yeah, and they never came out with the VR for it.
Oh,
So the Xbox One X, which I bought and regretted buying because I didn't see any difference between the Xbox One S, which is the white one. Um, and I have more problems with the Xbox One X DVD player than with the S. So even though the Xbox One
oh,
X supports um, 4K, I think the S does as well. Actually, though,
I'm not sure. I haven't
4K Blu-rays, I
used
think.
it much. Yeah, but it's yeah, mine. I'm pretty much sure mine is the white S's and Sam.
Yeah, that's the one to keep. Don't get rid of that one. I wonder if someday we could go back. Of course, Destiny 1 is only on. They never brought it to PC. Uh-oh, come on. Get out of the hole. But I would love to go through that again. But here's the question. Can you? Can you go through the original missions again? Hmm. We're about halfway through, or maybe 3/4 of the way through Rainbow Six Vegas 1 co-op, which is a lot of fun.
I don't understand why they haven't made a new. It's so popular. Why they
They're
don't have
they're
another
into this whole
Vegas?
game as a service. The whole
So
idea,
yeah,
and then people who do make good games, they like it's like there's a law. You have to reinvent the wheel. I think we talked about this in the last time we played too. It's like, oh, it's so annoying. Like, I would like to make good games like Rainbow Six. Um, I of course wouldn't put in the vulgarity because you can't stop that from going from room to room. If you're playing and
yep.
you're listening, and if you have
Hmm.
kids, you don't want to hear them. Some of the things they say, well, what was even worse than Rainbow Six Vegas was, what was that game we played? Oh man, Division.
Oh yeah, that
They
was
had,
really
they
close.
were like, and you got Ubisoft. They're all like in their ivory tower, and they're like, we're inclusive, we're this, we're that, and their games are like so horrible for vulgarity and racism and all this. It's like,
Yeah,
are you guys like just like saving it all up in public and then putting it all into your games? Because no rational person would make games like this.
yeah, very classless. I hear you.
Yeah, the game was fun. I enjoyed the game. I didn't enjoy the constant, uh, you know, like I can't keep up with all the guns. It's like this gun has 1 point better than that gun, and this gun is. It's like whatever. This is an 18. That's a
Well,
17. I'm gonna
yes.
use 18. Except when the 18 stinks, and then you stay with the 17 because it's better.
Yeah,
But
I hear you there because it was like, oh, I just upgraded it, and now you find another one that's much better. It's like, well, I spent all my resources to get this one better, and now you're saying just do this. It's like, what?
yeah,
I don't know what Drunk Monkey thought that was a good plan, but
well, it's the one. It's this whole theory about brain rot. That their whole goal for I don't know why because they don't make more money by doing this, but I guess they do. Their whole goal is to just to keep people playing the game as long as possible. in the hopes that
Hmm.
they'll sell a bunch of micro-transaction cosmetics. And so apparently, you know, some people call this brain rot, whether it's dumb YouTube videos or games. Like my grandson plays Destiny 2 all the time. I'm like, dude, how can you not be tired of that game yet? It's been like several years you've been playing it. I could never play a game that long.
Oh.
But hey, everybody's different. So, buddy, it's we're almost done.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
tell me
Really
what were
close
you able
here.
to complete today?
Um,
I'm gonna come see you.
this is 2 runs. It's literally seconds away from having 2 ores all the way around the corner. And then I already ran the first 2. So I think that once this conveyor is over there, that's 4 more um, irons for you.
Nice. And where are you? I lost you.
I did a save on the map that says steel here, and there's 5 steel resources here, or 6. I think there's 5, but um, I'm actually coming back to the main area with the conveyor right now.
Yeah, see, I've really brain ninja'd you because it's iron.
Yeah, and the shame is, when you run low. Oh, crap,
He didn't hear
I just
me.
goofed up.
He
Wait a
didn't hear
minute.
me.
I'm sorry, I just goofed up. Yeah, did you say something funny? I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I just crossed them. There we go. There, is that good? Yes. And then here. Okay, that might
Oh.
complete it.
Ah, come on, zoom. Zoop, zoop, zoop. I love that you can walk on them before they spawn.
Yeah, that's nothing short of awesome. So that's experienced ore. Oh yeah, sure. All right, I might as well
Oh
run
yeah,
on.
there's some down there too, copper. I remember that. The old
Yes, there's
copper
2 impure
depression.
coppers down here. Yep. So I could do those next run, but this is. I'm walking on top of 2 sets of conveyors. Those 2 conveyors you saw, they're open. Oh, there you are. Hello there.
Hey,
So I should be walking on ore. I can't see it, but
I can't
you
see
can.
it. I saw a little patch over there.
Here you go. Now I'm
This, yeah.
walking on ore right here.
Yep. Oh, here it comes.
Yep.
Here
So
comes
this
the
is 2
ore
more
again.
ores that should be those other open ones back there.
Nice. Hey, you put steel here.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, it's iron here. Yeah. Iron ore.
That's what I was saying. All right, so I'm going to end the show. I want to thank everybody who tuned in. I want to thank Maze for helping me get some more resources for the mega plant. Ow, ow. And I want to wish everybody good health and happiness. And until next time, my friends, peace. And I'm just going to give it a second. So